Hi, I'm Mikkel Geeky and welcome to my channel, where we're going to go on a creative journey and learn together. Today I will take you through 10 gift items for the artist in your life, how I intend to or am currently using them, and who could gain the most value. Along with this, I also recommend useful videos to further your learning journey. Also, make sure you stick around all the way till the end, as I have a great announcement coming up for the community. Right, let's crack on. Product 1. First item here is the Arteza colouring pencils. They're a professional set of 72 colouring pencils. I actually ordered these quite a while ago and I've been holding on to them to do this video before I delved in. Let's have a little look-see. Oh, I think it's this way around. Nice. This is the 72 colours in a tin box. They're all soft wax-based cores for drawing, sketching and shading. I'm quite new to colouring and I wanted to delve into colouring pencils, which is why I made this choice. It's actually quite interesting. The particular set that I picked up, it was actually going to be more expensive if I brought these colouring pencils by themselves, but when I bought them along with the Arteza colouring book, which I thought was actually a bit bigger, I expected it to be about a B5 size, it was actually cheaper. So that's interesting. Let's open it. Actually a really pretty tin. So I'm not going to be going into any testing or anything like that today. Oh, it's a very nice box, in fact. Very different to my Crayolas. Let's see if we can get this one open also. Oh. This one looks like it might be a bit harder. Let's see if we can't get in with this instead. Ah, watch me struggle. Ah. Right. There we go. Didn't want to destroy it, but I did want to get it open. Cool. These particular colour pencils are described as 72 bright colouring pencils, which will help bring your creations to life, each pencil being labelled and numbered for each easy classification, or identification should I say. So let's open this tin and get my first peek. Maybe I should have, oh, there we go, pre-popped that before. Ooh. Oh, it actually slides, like folds open. I thought I actually expected the whole tin to open up, and it's got a nice covering on it as well. All the colours are really clearly labelled in here. I'm looking forward to trying these out, so you can look forward to an upcoming video I have where it's going to take me a while to bring it together, but I'll be blending all of these colours to try and practice, because I've never used soft wax based pencils before and I want to have a good handle on how these actually perform. And then we have 100-gram paper with these Arteza colouring designs. Oh, the paper's quite thick still. Got lots of, maybe if we do it this way, it might be better. Hopefully you'll be able to see that a bit better now. If I hold that up, you can see there's lots of different patterns in there for that I can actually practice on. So while I'm still going through my creative journey, I've got plenty of pictures there for me to practice. They're just going to be for me to be able to explore my creativity further and get to try different mediums. I think anyone who wants to upgrade from their Crayola pencils, this is worth buying. I think this is quite affordable. Obviously it's a lot more expensive than Crayola, but still affordable, or anyone who's looking to up their colouring game. Now, if you'd like a useful video that you could go and look at for this, I found out about these through Sarah Renee Clark. If you go to her channel, there's a video called Testing All the Best Coloured Pencils for Adult Colouring, and she goes through over 26 brands, and this is the one that I settled with after doing a bit of research and seeing what kind of colour pencil I'd like. Next we have the book by Johanna Basford. This was another recommendation that I saw on Sarah Renee Clark's channel. It's a very interesting book. It's basically 30-day challenge. Every day is a different challenge. But what I quite liked about this one is that as you flick through, you can see that there's quite a lot of colouring in to do. But they state it's all about getting started, which is something I need to do as a newbie to creating. So I'm really interested in delving into this book to see what else I can do, get in on the 30-day challenge and continue to improve my creativity. You're inspired not to have to complete a whole page, which sometimes I find quite overwhelming. So the fact that she encourages you to at least start, which is something I need to be able to do, and then do at least 10 minutes a day, that's something I think alongside my full-time job, I can definitely do this as part of my creative journey. So that is why I have this one. If you take a look on Amazon, it states in just 30 days you can develop a creative habit that allows a little more calm and joy into your life. These easy to follow daily practices will help you unleash your creative spark and build the foundation of your artistic practice. And that's something I think is great. I think people who potentially get value out of this would be anyone who's trying to build on their drawing skills and implement some kind of consistent drawing habit. This would be a great book. Lots of really interesting drawings inside. It's not really repetitive like the earlier Arteza colouring book is quite repetitive with types of patterns. So I quite like this one. So this book is £6.67 on Amazon. Next, I'd like to recommend two very useful videos that I think could be worth a watch. The first one is how I actually came onto this book. It's another video by Sarah Renee Clark. If you have a look on her channel, it's called 30 Days of Creativity. I review Johanna Basford's new colouring book. And that's how I initially found this one. And following on from that, I went onto Johanna Basford's channel to get a bit more information on there, and her video was called 30 Days of Creativity. So that would also be a great look. Item number 3. Next we have the Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolour paint set. This particular paint set I intend to use as part of my creative journey. I want to use it in conjunction with watercolour pencils and also ink drawings, so that's why I chose this one. It was really reasonably priced and it comes with quite a lot of colours, and through me doing some research I know that you should try to generally have 2 yellows, 2 blues and 2 red, which it generally has, to allow me to mix a variety of colours, so I chose this one. If you have a look on the Amazon website, you'll see that this is currently $26.89, which I think is a really good price, and the description advises that this set of watercolours is a 16.5 Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolour set in a conventional pocket box and is an ideal introduction to watercolours in general. So it states that they're actually ideal for use on the go, comfortable for a studio spot also. So let's turn that around. Straight out the box you have a leaflet which goes through how to use watercolours, watercolour application. So it talks you through some techniques if you're new to watercolours. I think that's really helpful. And then on the other side, continues on with a bit about Cotman's watercolours and then takes you through all the colours on here as well. So it's a good informative little guide. Following from that, let's open this up. So the reason I opted for this set is because it has, once I open these, pencil, kneaded putty rubber and also the portable water brush. And I thought just on the go that's a nice little thing to have, just to be able to mix my little bits and pieces on here, and I think I'll be quite happy with that. I would recommend this to anyone who's trying to step into watercolours maybe. I think this would be good for beginners from my research, and I need to find a good project to put this to use. A useful video on YouTube to do more research on watercolours would be, I hope I pronounce this correctly, Teo Yichi's channel. He has a video called How to Choose a New Portable Watercolour Set for Beginners, and I found this very useful when doing my research on this, and I think that would be a great gift for anyone who is into art. This actually leads in quite nicely to the Rowney Graduate 4 synthetic brushes. These are all-purpose synthetic brushes and they can be used with acrylics, oils and also watercolours. As I'm interested in watercolours, this is a great one. This is for me to use in conjunction with the water paints and I think it's a great gift for anyone. The reason why I believe it will be a great gift for any artist in your life is because it's versatile. These synthetic brushes are all-purpose and able to be used on acrylic, oil and also watercolours. When we do a bit of a delve onto the actual Amazon website, there isn't much information on the brushes. It just says synthetic brushes, that's what it says on the tin. But I have got recommendation of a couple of videos that I think would be good for you to do some further research on types of brushes, because this is just 4, but there's plenty more out there. If that is something that you want me to do a video about, as I'm learning more about different types of brushes, just put a comment down below and then I'll be able to take you through and we can learn together on our creative journey. Yeah, I mean, I don't know really much more to say about them. They're paintbrushes and I'm looking forward to giving them a go. So if you'd like a really useful video where you can find out more about watercolour brushes specifically, I would recommend a video by Macchino, I believe it's pronounced, called Confused, Different Types of Watercolour Brushes, Their Uses and How to Choose Them. I found this really informative to help me understand how to use different types of brushes, and maybe you could too. Item number 5 is quite a big one, as you can see. So this book is the Animators Survival Kit by Richard Williams. He's the director of an animated film called Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is actually a brilliant film. Absolutely love it. This would be an amazing gift for anyone who's got an interest in getting into animation. So at the moment I've been using this to learn the fundamentals of animation, and it was originally recommended in a video from Jazza where he goes through books that have impacted him throughout his artistic journey. So I think this is really good. It's in-depth. It really takes you through all the different stages of animation, posing, squash and stretch and all different bits and pieces like that, and I just think it's just one good go-to book. If you have a look on Amazon, it states that Williams provides the underlying principle of animation that every animator, from beginning to expert, classic animator to computer and animator whiz needs. Using hundreds of drawings, Williams distills the secrets of the masters into a working system in order to create a book that has become the standard work on all forms of animation for professionals, students, and fans. This new expanded edition includes more on animal action, intervention, and realism, with sophisticated animation examples. At the time that I saw this on Amazon, this was $24.99. I thought that was an absolutely brilliant price for all the information that's packed in this. Right, so now we've come to the time I told you all about. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you who are still with me at this point. There are still 5 great gifts to come that you could potentially get for the artist in your life. I think they're all amazing. I use them in my life as I've been slowly trying to create more and more, and hopefully either yourself, if you're watching this video, or somebody who you decide to buy this for could get value out of them too. Other than that, I did say that I had some bonus content for you. Let me give you a little story. I'll make it real quick. So, as I stated before, originally I wanted these Cotman watercolours, the 19-piece set. What I did was I put this one in my wish list, and I actually had another one that I was originally looking at in my basket. When I initially made my purchase, by accident, I didn't purchase the one I wanted. I actually purchased the 14-piece by accident. Nothing wrong with this one at all, just got a few less mixing palettes on there than I would have liked, and also doesn't come with the additional accessories that the other packet does. Let me just zoom in on that for you. So if we take this one out the box, You'll see the main difference with this one is it comes with 12 colours, unlike the 16 that the other one comes with, but only 3 mixing palettes. And this was the original one I was looking at, but then when I saw the other one, even though this is nice and compact, I did prefer the other design. Saying that, what I'm wanting to do is let you guys know that I'd like to do a giveaway. I was going to initially send this back, but rather than doing that, I decided that when I get to 100 subscribers, I will do a giveaway. So yeah, that's something for everyone to look forward to. Hopefully it's something that people on the channel may be interested in. I think it'll be a nice way of me giving back to you for helping to support this channel. If this is something you like, hit the like button down below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and once we get to 100 subscribers, I'll work it out and we'll do a giveaway to someone in our community. Good luck. So this is the Huion H61 10 by 6.25 inch graphics drawing tablet. It comes with let's just grab it out of my pen. It comes with a 8192 point pressure sensitive pen that doesn't actually need any battery, which is really useful, and it only takes one wire to connect it directly to your mobile, tablet, or even desktop, with a universal cable. This is a great gift for the artist in your life, as it can plug the gap if you're not able to afford something more high-end like an iPad, for example, or even just to be able to transition between working on your iPad or on another tablet in Procreate or Illustrator to then being able to do so on your desktop and still having the same sort of functionality. What I like about this is that it also has hotkeys that you can program, and the drawing space is really large, so don't feel I'll be restricted when doing different projects in Illustrator, which is what I tend to use this for when I'm drawing on my desktop. Looking at the description on Amazon, it describes it as drawing on the go. The H61 graphic tablet supports Android mobile phone connection as well as Mac OS 10, 12 or later, and also Windows 7 or later operating system. So that means that generally, no matter what operating system you're tending to use, whether that be on the mobile or on the desktop, this should be suited. So I think it's yet again a brilliant gift for the artist in your life, and a good stepping stone maybe into digital drawing if that's something that they want to experience. I personally use this to practice my digital drawing, and that'll be using Illustrator or After Effects on the desktop or my laptop. I believe anyone who's interested in drawing digitally, this is a great entry point. I also love the pen pressure sensitivity and that it recognises when I tilt the pen, which is similar to the iPad. So I think this is a great gift at $51.99. So there are 2 useful videos I'd like to recommend when it comes to the Huion 6110, because this is an older model. If you want a video that's specifically about this tablet, I'd recommend a video by Brad Colbro called Huion H6110 Drawing Tablet Review. This is how I managed to find out a lot more information about this and helped me make my decision about buying this particular tablet. But there is an updated one. It's called Huion HS611 Review, if you'd like to get more information on the updated version. Number 7 on our list is the iPad. I know it's quite a pricey option. It's the 2020 Apple iPad Air. It's a 10.9 inch Wi-Fi only connection. This particular one has 256 gigs. As you'll see when we look on Amazon later, there are other options. This is a great gift, I think, even though it's a bit more of a pricey option. You may have a milestone coming up. Maybe you want to upgrade your current setup. Maybe there's a loved one in your life that you think deserve it, or maybe it's just a present for you. Either way, I think this is great for drawing on. I really like the experience of drawing with the pencil on here, and just being able to curl up on the sofa and take this on the go with me anywhere has been absolutely brilliant. So let me just log in and we will take you to Procreate. This is one of the apps that I tend to use on here for drawing. Hopefully you can see that okay. So this is one of the apps that I like to use for drawing. I've got a few different things that I've worked on, different tutorials that I've followed in here from Art with Flow. There's some other tutorials I've followed for some of the books, for some kawaii drawings, but I really like the experience, and as I've used things like Illustrator, it was quite a easy transition. So I really enjoy working on the iPad. I've followed various tutorials such as this nebulous one to help me learn to work with the tools. I've just literally played with everything, as you can see on this mad looking artwork here. It also allows you to do animation as well within here, which I think is great too. But no, really enjoyed working with these and creating different pieces and really starting to explore my creativity in a different way. Another way I enjoy using the iPad is to search for inspiration on Pinterest. So if we close this down and we open Pinterest up, I just find it really easy to scroll through at this big size and be able to find different reference pictures or things that inspire me, maybe moods or colours, like I'm drawn to this one here for example, and I can save that. I like the colour scheme and I just like how big it is for the view rather than doing that on my mobile. So that's also another great way that you can use this. Just to give you a bit more insight into the specs on this, I'll just scroll through this feed while I'm running through it, is that there's a stunning 10.9 inch liquid retina display with True Tone and P3 wide colour. There's also Touch ID for secure authentication, can't get the word out, 12 megapixel back camera, 7 megapixel FaceTime HD front camera, and it also comes in different colours as well. Wide stereo audio, this one's Wi-Fi, and there's up to 10 hours of battery life. Also a USB-C connector, which is one of the most, which is the universal connector, so you shouldn't have any issues. So if we take a look over at Amazon, you can see that this comes in various colours, and also you can have it with or without cellular access. This will change the price. So this one in particular is £689, but if you are interested in other combinations, you can change the options so you can see what the price would be. So one video I found useful when I was doing research into what type of Apple iPad I'd like to get was a video by Brad Colbro. It's called the iPad Air 4 Unboxing and First Impressions, and there's also a second video called the iPad Air 4 Review. Who needs an iPad Pro? Between the two of these videos has helped make my mind up on getting this, and maybe it will help make your mind up on whether the iPad Air is something you'd like to have on your artistic journey. Next we have gift idea. This is the Huion L4S Lightbox, and it's got adjustable lighting on it with a black frame, and it's 17.7 inches. So this basically does what it says on the tin. It's a light box. Let me open this up, get the bits and pieces out. One nice thing about this is it does come with a carry bag. I've never actually used the carry bag, but it is a very pretty carry bag, design on one side and it says Huion on the other, but I've never actually used this because as I said, I've only got this surface to work on, so I tend to keep this in a box. It comes with tracing paper and also comes with a clip for you to be able to clip the tracing paper to the actual board. So let me just take this out and show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like, all black around the edges. Comes with a mini USB, which I will plug in. I can show you it lighting up, so I'm not sure how light this will be, but let's see. Let's actually turn the switch on, that might help. So you can probably see around the edges there how this is the brightest light. If you hold it, it will dim down slowly. And then if you hold it again, it will slowly get brighter and brighter. So what you're able to do with this, for example, is okay, so I'll show you what you're able to do with this. If I turn this off for now, get my brightness back up. Right, so what you're able to do is just grab any black pen. Let's just say this was an intricate piece of artwork and I wanted to recreate it, but I didn't want to destroy the original. Please forgive my artwork, we are on a journey together, but and you're like, oh my gosh, I really like this piece of artwork, I don't want to destroy it, but I do want a copy. What you can do is pop your lightbox on, place this on your lightbox, say here for example, and this is just card, by the way, just some small card stock I got to be able to just practice little bits and pieces on. So when I place this down, I'm not sure how well this will show for you. And then let's click this all down so it doesn't move. But you can see just there, you can see it underneath. So now I could take one of my gel pens and then grab this one. That might not show up actually, it's quite a light green. Just grab this pink one. And I can then recreate the artwork. Just like that. And now we have 2 copies of the same artwork. We'll just turn it off for you. And you can see we have 2 copies of the same artwork. One in black and one in pink. So that's just a simple demonstration of how you could use this. So this is a great gift option for anyone who needs a source of light at any time of the day. I personally have used this for things such as trying to learn to create flipbook art and also for learning hand lettering. Maybe that's something that you could make use of too. If you have a look over the Amazon website, you can see that's what it says on the tin. There's not really much of a description to it. It's a light box. So this is a simple example of how you can use the light box for your projects. I like to use this when I'm practicing my line work and to keep a steady hand by tracing images, and also for practicing hand lettering, which my next item also comes in handy for. So it's currently $33.99 and it actually has 15% off at the moment, so if this is something you're interested in, now may be a good time for you to go and have a look. What inspired me to get this when I watched a video by Animation where he was reviewing a product he had for helping him to create flipbooks and helping others to create flipbooks, a little flipbook kit with an LED light in it, and that made me think about how I may be able to utilise an LED light in my art and to help me produce more art. When I was looking into what type of one to get, a video that helped me was a video by Shroomy Artivism called Huion L4S USB Lightpad for Tracing, Honest Review and Demo. So that was a good overview of what this did if you'd like a bit more information. And the unboxing of my flipbook kit was the Animation video that I was referring to earlier. Okay, right, actually goes quite well with our last item, the Huion Lightpad. This is Canson tracing paper. It's 90 GSM A4 pad and it has 50 sheets with a satin finish. This would be a great gift for all artists to have, and there's so many versatile uses for tracing paper. I think it's something that every artist should have in their kit. If you take a look over on Amazon, you can see this tracing paper offers high transparency, it allows drawing a perfect definition and is also suitable for ink pens, pencils or pens, and it also advertises that there's easy erasing without leaving any rubbings on the paper surface or damaging it, so that's good from that point of view. I'm sure I'll have many uses for this in the future, but at the moment I use this when I'm practicing my hand lettering. So I'll give you an example of how I use this. I've got these printouts from Ensign Insights. So what I do is I print one of these out and I tear off a piece of tracing paper. So just grab one out, and then once I place that on top, as you can see, I'm able to see from underneath the actual lettering that I need to practice, and then practice on top so I can keep using this sheet over and over again. So that's really useful, and I think would be a great addition to any artist toolkit. here we are, the final item. It's another big one. This is the 16th edition. This is the Graphics Artist Guild Handbook 16th edition, pricing and ethical guidelines for graphic designers and illustrators. I think this is absolutely brilliant resource for anyone who's looking to start a freelance business or their own business within these areas. As within this book, if I give you a quick run through of the chapters, they start off with running a successful graphics arts business, then go on to talking about salaries, pricing and guidelines, where they go through graphic design, web and interactive design, illustrations, cartooning and comics, animation and motion, surface pattern design, then on to protecting your business and intellectual property, successful applying practices and resources and references. As you can see, this is like a massive book. I use this as a reference as if someday I am fortunate enough to be able to sell my work, then this would be a great reference for me to be able to refer to. And on top of that, the first chapter, even before I do so, has some great information that I think will be very beneficial for me to gain a better understanding of this industry as a whole. If we take a look over at Amazon, you'll see the description says the Graphics Artist Guild Handbook is the industry bible for communication, design and illustration professionals. A comprehensive reference guide, the handbook helps graphic artists navigate the world of pricing, collecting payments and protecting their creative work, with essential advice for growing a freelance business to create a sustainable and rewarding livelihood, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So I think that anybody who is looking to jump into freelancing, opening up their own business within this would gain great value out of this. This is another book that I was recommended and saw through a YouTube channel. It was from Anusha Saeed, and the video is my huge art book collection, and this is where she referred to this book and talks a bit more in depth about how she actually uses it. So if you or the artist in your life may be looking to branch out into freelancing or opening their own business, starting up by themselves, this would be a great tool for them to have and a companion along the way. So finally, we are at the end. So just a quick reminder guys, I am going to be doing the watercolour palette giveaway when I reach 100 subscribers, and I'm glad you made it all the way to the end with me. So thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. If you are interested in any of the products I've gone through in this video, I have left links to the playlist in the description below so you can access all of those videos, whether that's for you or maybe even one of your loved ones. Please note that these links are affiliate links, so if you do click them, I will earn some commission, but of course this will be at no extra cost to you. Also, if you would like a more detailed video about any of the products that you've seen today, please comment down below and let me know, and I will endeavour to do that moving forward. I really hope that you've got some value from this video today and choose to join us on your creative journey. Until next time, play, learn, create, present.